Oh my God. Hey guys, welcome back to my Hey guys, welcome back to A Carbon Graduate. In this video, we talk about injury updates. We also mention what Klopp had to say about Chelsea Football Club, and we do a team news for Everton this weekend. Getting right into it. As you know, Lampard spoke in his conference, or if you didn't know, he was asked about the injury update on Cho and Ziyech. He said, thankfully, it doesn't look too serious and they should both be back in about 2 weeks. So that's good news, and that's good to hear because especially for Ziyech, he gives us something that no other player gives us, the creativity. He's marked himself on this Chelsea squad, and he is needed for the upcoming games, especially when we go away to Arsenal. I think it's away. Yeah, when we go away to Arsenal. And for Cho, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of Cho. I think his attitude towards the club isn't right. I do believe that it would have been better for him to go maybe on loan or even sell him, to be honest, to Bayern Munich. So he could maybe have like a Jordan Sancho type of experience and then come back or be stronger or whatever the case may be. But I don't want anyone to be injured, especially when they're playing or doing something that they love. So we'd love to see him back on the pitch, and he's part of the Chelsea team, so I have to support it. Moving on, Juergen Klopp has recently said that Chelsea are title contenders. Now, that is a big statement coming from the Liverpool manager, seeing that he's still dominating the league with all these injuries. It's actually scary, but I think it means that the work that Lampard is doing is great. The work that the team are doing is great. I remember at the start of the season, or like I'm saying it like it was 10 years ago, I didn't think Lampard had enough experience to take this team to where we want to be. I think as a Chelsea fan, I've been spoiled for so many years of chopping and changing managers and winning leagues and winning titles or some sort of trophy to refresh our trophy cabinet. And I just didn't see it in Lampard, but now that the team is gelling, and I will be the first person to put my hand up and say I was kind of an asshole. But as the team is gelling and players are getting to know each other, you can see the chemistry and you can see how it's building towards something great. So to hear that from Juergen Klopp is obviously a big compliment, and I hope that in a few more games, because I always think to myself during like January period is where you kind of see the real contenders. I still think that Tottenham are going to falter at some point. I think an injury, a week off for either Harry Kane or Heung-min Son, I think the firepower up front is gone, and all they are is a defensive side. So I still do think that at some point Tottenham are going to slow down, lose a few points here and there, and Liverpool are still in it, Chelsea are in it, Leicester are in it, and it's a good title race this year. I believe that anyone can win it. I'm still so surprised at how well Liverpool's doing with Van Dijk out and the rest of the players that are out, but yeah, I don't know if they can keep doing this especially in this kind of season being the way it is. But we'll see how it goes, and I guess thank you very much, Klopp. Moving on to the team news. Big match against Everton this weekend. They were looking good in the first few matches, and then they've had a dip. I think that happens to everyone. I'm hoping that their dip continues, because with Everton, I think, I think form just goes out the window. I've seen some matches where we've come into playing Everton and we've been on great form and we lose 3-1, or like last season we lost to them at Goodison. They had this revival when the interim coach came in, and But we did have a good match and beat them when they came to the bridge. So I am pretty optimistic looking at the run of games that we've had. I think our team is just, out talents theirs. Rodriguez is an amazing player. We know this, but I don't think he's quite adapt to the Premier League. I think he goes down a bit too easily. He still thinks he's in Spain maybe. Calvin Lewin is an amazing striker, but I don't think he wins any aerial balls against Zuma. I just think we need to watch him. And their speed up front is not that dangerous to be able to cause Thiago Silva some issues. And obviously we have the big man Mendy in goal, so I'm pretty hyped, and I think the results will go our way. Also, Pickford is not the greatest goalkeeper. I don't know. I still don't know why he's England's number one, but to each their own. Right. So moving into the team, my team selection this weekend. Obviously, we have to go with the big man in goal, Edward Mendy. I have no idea how. I get so many different pronunciations from commentators, from Lampard, from his teammates. So I'm just gonna go with Edward Mendy because it is quite a common Senegalese name, Mendy. So Anyway, so I'll go Mendy in goal. On the right, Reece James for sure. I think Azpilicueta is slowly being taken out of the team. So Reece is in there for me. Obviously, we go Zuma, Thiago Silva. They got a rest in midweek, so they should be ready for this game. On the left, Ben Chilwell. Again, I really want to see a big performance from Ben Chilwell. I think his form has dipped a little bit, and we need a lot more from him. So it would be a good match for us to see what he can do, what he's all about, and I hope that he comes through. Moving on to the midfield, I'm going with the Don himself, the main man himself, N'Golo Kante as the holding. I will continue to say this in each and every video, that N'Golo Kante plays CDM and that is it. There is I don't want to hear anything about, him going up front. He's the best in the world when he sits in that position. And I hope that Lampard has learned his lesson and that's where he keeps on playing him. He is currently on the greatest form ever. He's everywhere. I think it was, I forgot the name of the Leeds player who mentioned how crazy it is that he's in form, he's fit, and he's everywhere, which is exactly what N'Golo Kante does. I think Bielsa himself had a few words to say about N'Golo Kante and the Chelsea midfield, and so it is definitely for me N'Golo Kante in that position for sure. Now up front, the two that make up the triangle, I'm gonna go with Mason Mount, the workhorse, of course, and I'm gonna go with Kovacic. I think we need some sort of strength in that midfield. I would prefer Kai, but I think Lampard is gonna go and play Kai in the front three. Again, I would hope not. I think in an ideal world, I would play Mount, and I would play Kai in the middle, and then I would go with a Werner, Giroud, and Pulisic. But with Pulisic and Werner, it's really hard to because both of them play on the left. I think Pulisic's favorite position is on the left, and Werner plays better. It's a whole I'm really I'm a bit lost when it comes to that. I think the more they play together, the more understanding they are. But I do think Werner on the right and Pulisic on the left works, as we saw against Leeds in the final goal. But yeah, so going back, I'm gonna go with Mount, and I'm gonna go with Kovacic in the center of the park, and then up front. Up front, we go with our main man, Giroud, who is on form right now. And on the left, I'm going to go with Werner. And on the right, I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. It might be different. I hope Lampard outsmarts me. I mean, it's his job. And I hope whatever he decides works out. But that would be my ideal team for the game against Everton this weekend. Now that we got all of that out the way, just some housekeeping. Yeah, I've gone into like the YouTube analytics, and I've noticed that a lot of you guys are watching and not subscribing. Please subscribe and share and do all of those things. That would help the channel so much. Give it a thumbs up if you can. Also, just want to let you guys know, after the matches now, I'll be doing a pros and cons section of every match and see what we can improve and what worked during the match. And also I will be doing a player's rating on every player after every match. So catch that. And also I'm doing a Champions League draw of my own, hoping that we get the right team for the round of 16 that will come out after the match. So I will see you guys then. Keep it locked. Peace.